You know, I love doing it when I'm doing it for my own band, you know, instead of doing it for somebody else's band.
Right, right. Well, you did that for a good portion of your career, though, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. When I was doing it for Dio, I wasn't really doing it to put any money in my pocket. I was doing it to put money in his pocket. Now I'm doing it to put money in my pocket, and the other guys, of course, too.
Right, right. Well, this is kind of a weird situation. I called about American, or excuse me, Hollywood All Stars,
Right?
and and then a day later or something, it was Vinny obviously got his offer to go play with Ronnie again, and
Right.
it basically canceled all that stuff. So I'm just curious where this is all for either of the bands, Three Legged Dog or
Well, you know, I think with the three-legged dog, you know, it's not going to last long. The Sabbath thing, it's maybe 3 4 months maximum. You know, they're all pretty well in their prime. You sort of at the end of their careers now. You know, trying to make a little bit more money at the end of it, and I don't think it's going to last that long. We're not going to start to do like a dog anyway. Whatever. You know, we can use Carmen Appice, Vinny's brother, you know, to deputize for him until he comes back, you know, and at the same time, Vinny's going to do all the press he can for the band, see like a dog when he's out working with Heaven and Hell. So it's like, you know, it's sort of a two-legged sort of situation for a three-legged band. Yeah, and I think three-legged dog's more of the direction that everybody would be wanting to go in this band because it's we write good songs. It's a good formula with the gap, and so it's I want to take it as far as I can as far as
right, right on. The rest of the guys in the band, they all have the same type of dedication. Obviously, Vinny's got to take his opportunity while he can, but everybody else pretty much going to stay with the.
right. Yeah. The singer is pretty well 100% in it. He loves it. Carlos has got nothing else happening, so he's into it. So Barry Young was working with David Lee Roth, who's now off to do the Van Halen thing. So he's 100% into it too. So we're pretty well just Vinny's kind of fucking pissed us off a little bit by doing with Heaven and Hell, but you know it's something that he had to do just to sort of make a bit of money for himself. But he's not into doing it like full time or anything like that. He just wants to do it and see get over the hump this sort of summer and stuff like that, and then come back to Three-Legged Dog. I mean, he's as into the band as anybody is, if not so more so than anybody else. Because Vinny and I started the thing, and I'm sure he ain't gonna walk out on the thing, when it's just starting to show some potential.
When people think of Dio, they think of that record in particular,
Right,
and
sure.
and that version of the band. And
Right.
you obviously wanted to get away from that, and not bit. You just couldn't deal with
Well,
the Dio thing
you know,
anymore.
when I got back in the band and did that Killing the Dragon, I don't know if you heard that. As good as it got, as far as I'm concerned, since from the time of Last in Line, Sacred Heart, that sort of area. I think the band started off with a great potential, and through I guess various reasons or whatever, the band didn't fulfill it. Last in Line was as good. It was a good album. Wasn't as good as Holy Diver. The next album, Sacred Heart, wasn't as good as the first two, and so on and so forth. And it gradually got watered down as we went along. Instead of going from strength to strength, it seemed to go from weakness to weakness to weakness. And by the time we got 3 or 4 albums in, everybody was kind of going scratching their heads and wondering what was going on, because the band had such a great start off. We started off with Holy Diver when everybody was real excited and everything like that. And I guess because what happened was it was supposed to be Dio's solo album for the first record, and then it was going to become a band thing, where we'd all make equal splits from it. And of course, what happened was the first album did so well, and the band did so well on the first record that it never became discussed after that, and so it was just Ronnie and Wendy Dio, and there was Viv and myself and Vinny as almost sort of hired guns, what I mean, and it never became that band that it was supposed to become. It started off like that with all the potential and all the promises and everything like that, and it never materialized. And we ended up, basically getting shafted by the the deal people, you know. How could you fire a guy like Vivian Campbell, you know? I mean, he was a great guitar player, and they had, you know, somebody was untapped, and they booted him out to replace him with a guitar player like Craig Goldie, who was about, you know, not even a fraction of the guitar player that Vivian Campbell was, as far as originality and talent was, you know. And then it went downhill from there on in, you know. It was just like, and then it became, well, it doesn't matter who Ronnie has in the band. As long as Ronnie's in the band, it doesn't really matter. And that was the kind of attitude they had from there on in. We did the first album for $150 a week because that's all they said they could afford. But when the album went platinum, you don't think they turned around and give us $25,000 or $30,000 because they'd made a couple million of it. We didn't get a dime more than what we made on for the wages that we did on, you know, when we recorded it, which is $150 a week.
Jesus.
It's like ridiculous, you know. And they never came back and give us anything, you know. The only thing we made money on was songwriting. We never made money on merchandising. We never made money on mechanical royalties from the. All we made was songwriting, and I was totally into the band at the time. I was enthused about it from the get-go. But I always thought I would get taken care of. I never thought I'd get treated like a hired gun. It's kind of ironic now that he's back playing with him again in Sabbath, because, you know, we're bound that Vinny would never play with him again because, you know, Vinny did something like, you know, went off and did Sabbath the last time with the real Sabbath, right? And so Ronnie's never going to play with Vinny again, and here we go. Wonder what a few dollars does to the everybody's opinion about who's going to do who with what, you know. It's all forgotten in the wash, and all of a sudden everybody's big pals again, you know.
Right. Yeah. Well,
yeah, right.
Vinny did leave him a bit high and dry when he left him the last time. So yeah.
I mean, what's Ronnie doing to his band right now? He's just leaving it and going off to do Sabbath because you know, it's just. He's not doing anything differently he did. It was just a good career move for him, you know.
Exactly. Yeah.
I mean, that's what you got to do if that's what your career's about. But you know, leaving your own band, which you worked on for 20 years, to go and do Sabbath for kind of a one-off thing, might be great for your career. And on the other hand, it might not be great for your career. I mean, who knows? It's going to be good for your bank balance. I know that, but that's about the only thing I can see that's going to be great about it. You know.
Yeah.
Plus, you know, I think Sharon Osbourne's going to, you know, she's got the Ozfest going out with no admission for that show, so Ozzy's going to go out and do that, you know, in competition with the Heaven and Hell thing. So we'll see who comes out on top in that department.
All right, so you got a little bit of time off, right, before you get back, and Vinny comes back home to do some playing and maybe some writing and stuff like this. What are you doing to keep yourself busy right now?
I'm writing some stuff for the singer, Chaz. We're doing some stuff for the next record, and I'm doing a few shows with World War III.
Oh, cool.
My old boy Mandy Line. But we might be coming to Philadelphia to play a show in a month or so, which would be nice. But I'm doing a few shows with him, and I'm just, you know, finishing up my book, which I've written, and I've got a solo record that I've finished called The Key that I want to put out on the internet, and that will be likely available in about a month's time or something like that. So I've got a few things in the pans in the fire that I'm working on at the moment.